everyone, I am Josh and welcome to this Sims 4 house building video. So today I am building a Craftsman house here in Newcrest, and before we get into talking about what I'm actually doing, well actually you know what, I do want to talk about what I'm doing first. So right now I'm putting in a garage. When I did this house, this was the first time I actually had, what's it called? What was that, the latest expansion? City Living, that's it. So this is the first time I had City Living, so I wanted to try to make a garage using that garage door wall decal. So yeah, anyway, I used a roof and I kind of put it up on a foundation. It looks kind of like a sloping driveway. I saw it from someone else. It wasn't my original idea. I did see someone else do it. I think it was Nando, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong about that. But anyway, it was a really cool idea, so I decided to use it. Now, after I talked about that, yeah, so I have not made a video this year yet. I haven't made a video yet this year. I guess that's a better way to say that. So, yeah, it's a little unfortunate, but I've just been really busy, and I've also wanted to take a break, and I think that now I'm coming back a little bit more refreshed, and I still have a lot of work to do, so I can't guarantee that there's going to be a lot of videos in the coming months. But I'm going to try to be a little bit, a little bit more regular, I guess, in posting. So yeah, that's basically what's happened. I have not disappeared anywhere. I've still been on the internet quite a lot, but I just haven't been tweeting or making videos. So that's why it seems like I've disappeared. So yeah, anyway, we're back now, and I'm building a house. And yeah, actually, this house I built in April. Which is roughly like 3 months ago at this point. So yeah, if I don't remember exactly what I've done, that's why. So this house ended up being quite a bit larger than I originally anticipated. It's actually inspired by a picture that I found on Google Images of a Craftsman family house, and it's very very large. You can see here it takes up the majority of this. I believe it's a 40 by 30 lot. So it takes up the majority of this lot. And one interesting thing I did with this house was I put some very large overhang roofs, or roofs, if you want to use the modern word. Some very large overhang roofs, which I don't usually do. I wish that the hipped roofs, which I'm using right now, actually you could extend the, I don't know what you call it, like the overhang. I wish that you could extend that, because you can do that with the gable roofs, but the hipped roofs don't let you do that. So I just kind of brought the roofs out like one tile off the edge. So you'll see that they overhang, and The Sims 4 has these nice kind of, oh boy, I don't remember the architecture terminology, but there's like these bits of wood that go underneath the roof overhangs, and I used to know the word for that. Oh, there I got a notification. Probably didn't hear that. Anyway, right. So I can't remember what they're called, but they kind of look really nice underneath the roofs, and they look like they're holding up the roof underneath the overhang. So it looks pretty cool, and you'll see when I get to that, which is a while later. But that's what I'm doing right now. I'm kind of having the roof overhang the house. So it definitely gives it that Craftsman look, I think. That's the main thing, because Craftsmans tend to have relatively low hipped roofs, and they kind of have a nice overhang to them. I mean, not always, of course, but in this particular instance, the house I was looking at had that, and it just didn't look right without it. So that's what I'm doing here. Right now, I'm making the roof green, and I also have these really thick columns in the front and the half walls as well, which I don't normally do. I mean, with most houses, I would just, use normal fences and normal columns. But the thick columns and the half walls do give it that kind of Craftsman look. And no, actually, I think this is the first Craftsman, like quote unquote Craftsman house I built in The Sims 4, because it's kind of difficult to do this kind of style of house in The Sims 4 because we don't really have great wallpaper, and we don't really have great windows for it like we did in The Sims 3. We had these really great kind of Craftsman style windows in The Sims 3 that The Sims 4 doesn't have. So I kind of use this wallpaper on the outside that's meant for indoors, but it looks quite good, and it kind of gives it that detail. I've done a couple of Tudor houses in The Sims 4, but not a Craftsman, I don't believe. So, this is kind of something I wanted to do for a while. And as you can see here, I'm putting these nice bricks on the half walls and columns. With this house, I actually just had gotten City Living, and I don't know, I can't keep up with the Sims 4 stuff packs. There's way too many of them. But I think I got a couple stuff packs, whatever. I got caught up to what was most recent at the time, and I wanted to use a lot of new objects. So this house uses a lot of City Living objects, and I can't remember the stuff packs, but it uses some of those objects, actually a lot of those objects, because I was really excited about it, and I wanted to kind of try out those new objects. The next house build, because I've already built the next house that will be coming after this video. I built it last month. That house has a lot of Parenthood stuff in it. So even though this is a family home, there's nothing from the Parenthood game pack in it because I built it before that pack came out. So, but it is, I haven't even actually said what the number of bedrooms are. It is actually, is it 5 bedrooms or 6? Let me see if I can remember. I believe it's 5 bedrooms. So it is large. And there's some number of bathrooms I can't remember. But I think that every single bedroom has an ensuite bathroom except for one. So 4 of the bedrooms have an ensuite. So that's pretty fancy. And the next house I build, actually, all the bedrooms have an ensuite, so that's even more fancy. But anyway, that's for the future. So yeah, and I love the interior of this house. It's really cool, especially the living room, which you'll see. And here I'm using those pieces of those bits there under the overhanging roof. I know that someone in the comments will tell me, because I remembered what they were called like probably last time I used them in a video, and now I've long forgotten. So I think it starts with a C. I can't remember what they're called. Anyway, it's not that important. They look nice though, and they kind of make the overhang look a little less awkward. So here you can see I'm putting in some ivy just up the side of the house there. I do change the colors. I think I just lowered the house. There we go. I lowered the wall height on the first floor. I thought it made it look a little cozier. Actually, all the walls in this house have the lowest wall height. And I also have fallen in love with this front door here. I don't know what pack it's from. Again, I think it's City Living. It must be City Living. But I love that front door. It's really cool. And I have used it in this house and in my next build, and I love the colors it comes in. It comes in a bunch of bright colors. It also works with a lot of different styles. Like, it works well with the Craftsman style, but it also, I think, works pretty well with a modern house or something like that. It's a really neat door. So I went with some light blue accent on the outside. So we have the light blue front door, and there's like some light blue shutters and stuff. Anyhow, there's some more light blue shutters actually, and we're just putting in some windows on the garage. And this is actually the first house I've ever built in The Sims 4 that has a garage, because of course there are no cars in the game. Well, there's toy cars you can scale up, but no actual cars. And I've always avoided building garages with like a fake garage door where you'd use like, I don't know, you'd have a certain wallpaper that kind of looked like a garage, and you put like some small windows at the top, and it kind of looked like a garage door, but it just never looked real enough to me, and it just didn't look right. So I never did that. But now that we have the garage door decal, which is actually only one-sided. If you see on the front wall of the house there is no other side to that decal. It's only on one side. So I actually put 2 of them, one on the inside and one on the outside, just so it kind of looks like a door. And the only problem with it is it looks very industrial. You know what I mean? It's meant to go in like a city, like it's meant to go on a like factory or something. But it works well enough in this situation that I decided to use it. And also the roof there on the ground that makes it look like there's a sloping driveway is pretty cool. And I wish that you could do that kind of thing in The Sims 3, because of course in The Sims 3 you can't have garage doors raised off the ground, which is kind of unfortunate, because even if you use a foundation and you use constrained floor elevation, you have to put the garage door on the ground and then connect it to the house, and have stairs that come from the house down into the garage, and so on. So this actually looks pretty cool, and I do like the way it looks. I'm also putting in some rocks around the side of the driveway there, just so you can maybe kind of mask the fact that it's a roof. So, it looks a little bit better. And sorry, I just took a sip of water. Yeah, so I think that looks pretty good. And yeah, I stacked some of the rocks. I put some flowers in it. I put some flower beds here as well, so it doesn't look like it's just some random rocks on either side of the driveway. I wanted it to kind of blend in a bit better, so I kind of made it into a flower bed on both sides, and I put in some trees, of course. Now, the most challenging bit was figuring out how to get the roof texture to go on the ground. Now, if you use a room, you can actually take roof textures and put that on the floor. So, like if you make a room basically and get rid of the walls, so you kind of have that like floor piece, you can actually put a roof texture on that. But the problem is those don't go all the way to the road. You're not allowed to put that against the road, so there'd be like a 1 block space between the driveway and the road, but the pattern would match. So it was either that or trying to just as closely match the roof that is the driveway with the ground tiles. So, also the house was on a foundation, so I couldn't really use a room anyway. I settled on a dark color driveway, and you see I messed around a lot trying to figure out the color, and I eventually settled on 2 textures that look very similar. I think that's it right there. And from a distance, you can't even tell that they're different, which is pretty good. So, I think that looks pretty decent, and it's really interesting. And you can see I put the flower bed in there that kind of blends in the edge of the driveway there with what will be some very lovely flowers. And I just put in the front path and all that. And it's kind of amazing to think that we're already 11.5 minutes in, and we don't even have a floor plan yet. All I've done is the outside. So yeah, if you've probably already noticed, this is a very long video. It's over 45 minutes. It's like almost 50 minutes. I try not to make my videos this long, but it happens sometimes. Actually, we're doing the floor plan now. So here we have the stairs, and they're right next to a fireplace, which I really like. It's kind of in the wall. I like doing actual chimneys, whether they're necessary or not. And of course, in The Sims 4, they're not necessary, but I still like them anyway. So I put it in here, and it comes out the top. So yeah, that's just the way I like to have it look, because it's more realistic that way. And so you can see in the entrance, we have, well, there's actually 2 living rooms in this house. We have the formal living room, which is the entrance, and then there's a family room, kind of extra living room that's much less formal, far less formal, and that's in the far back of the house. So you'll see that soon. Yeah, it's kind of a family space and then kind of a more formal space. And there's also like a formal dining room, and then you have like a breakfast area in the kitchen. So it kind of has the formal rooms and the informal rooms. So it's a large house, so there's plenty of space for that kind of stuff. And what I like about the floor plan is you kind of have this front room area, and there's also going to be a piano room there in that octagonal room or hexagonal room. Is that octagonal or hexagonal? No, that's hexagonal. No, it's not. Wait, jeez. Wait, it's 4, 8. No, that's a lot. Wait, I'm really confused. Why am I so confused by that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's octagonal. Okay. Anyway, that was a waste of time there figuring that out. So yeah, there's like the front room, and then you kind of have this back hallway that off of that branches like the kitchen, the dining room, and the family room and that kind of stuff, which I think is kind of nice. Anyway, I'm making the bedrooms now. So the master bedroom is up front, and it's actually a study that's in the front of it. So it's kind of part bedroom, part study. So you can see I'm going to put that wall in right now. So there you have the bedroom half, and then you have the study half. So that kind of, that kind of gives it a study, because there is no actual formal study. So that works as the study. And we also have those 2 really small bedrooms, and the reason they're that way is because that room felt way too large when it was just a single bedroom, and then they were kind of small as 2 bedrooms, but I thought it was better to have 2 as opposed to 1 there, so that's what I ended up doing, and only one of them has an ensuite. So, but still, it's pretty fancy. And you can see I just put in some placeholder beds just to make sure the rooms are an appropriate size. And of course, the master bedroom has a fireplace. Naturally, it should have that. And I'm just putting in some more windows. And I don't know what we're going to do next. I have no idea if we're going to do the landscaping or some furnishing. It's impossible to know with my videos because I always jump all over the place. But, oh, there's an air conditioner unit. That's fancy. Oh, yeah, I do fence in the yard as well. I love this fence that came with the backyard stuff, which it looks pretty nice. It's a nice little white picket fence, and I fenced in the backyard. It actually, when I fence it in, you can see how small the yard is. It's very small, but there's enough room for a pool, so that's good, I guess. And yeah, of course, there's a pool there, and I also did plenty of landscaping around the pool, and of course, it looks quite nice in the end, as you'll see. So right here I'm putting in some trees and some flowers, and I'm also going to put some flowers in the flower beds, using a lot of flowers from, I believe it was Romantic Garden stuff. I love those flowers. They kind of look a lot more unique than all the other ones in the game. So I kind of put those along the house. You can see the white ones that kind of are have longer stems, and you can see here I kind of went with this more organic kind of shape to the landscape. So, but it is more neat than I normally do. Like normally I'll just put a bunch of bushes along a house and then some flowers, and I'll just put some dirt, and there's no like edging around it, but these flowers are kind of like in neat rows that kind of lined the edge of the flower bed, so it's very like a very precise shape, as opposed to just kind of being random. So that's a little different. I've done that before, of course, but I think that it kind of suited this house. And I also put in some little pots with some flowers in them. I like doing this, and of course those are meant for your Sims to like plant vegetable plants and stuff, but I decided to I like to put in like actual flowers in there because it kind of looks nice, and it kind of makes a nice little custom pot. And I'm also putting, of course, some what are those called, window boxes. So now we're moving on to the kitchen. For some reason I always start on kitchens. Not always, I shouldn't say that, but I usually start on kitchens first. And this kitchen's a very weird shape, as you can probably tell, and I had a little bit of trouble working it out. But what I ended up doing is making like part of it, like along this wall, I made it an island. So there's like, it's kind of split into two areas. So you can see here we have like this island counter along that wall, and I put in some stools there so it can kind of work as like a breakfast area, so your Sims can eat there as opposed to in the formal dining room. And then I have some storage like on the other side of that. So you can see here we have like the oven and the refrigerator and the sink and all that kind of stuff, all in like one area of the kitchen. So obviously that's pretty convenient. And then we have like storage on the other side of the kitchen. It's kind of separated by the stools and the counter. So I think that kind of makes two nice little spaces there. So you'll see there's the stools, and that's kind of how it works. It is a little unusual, I'll admit, but I think it turns out pretty well, and I think it would flow pretty well in that kitchen as well. So you can see here we're actually putting a nice lamp there in the formal living room, and also putting in some columns for some details. And you can see there's the back hallway there that kind of is in the middle of the house, and I think that kind of works well because it kind of is like a centralized area where you can get to every room in the house from that one space. So it kind of connects everything together. And here I'm putting in some under cabinet lighting, so it kind of brightens up the kitchen, but without putting like lights everywhere. And here on the second floor I'm just putting in a little railing and stuff. So yeah, I think the floor plan is done at this point, and we're going to move on to just landscaping and furnishing. So, and obviously that's usually the bulk of the video, so we have quite a bit more to do. So this here is the family room, the informal living room, and it was a little challenging to figure out a good layout for that room because there's archways everywhere. So that was a little challenging, and yeah, so I was going to do it with the TV against that wall, but then you can see the couches seem to block everything, so I kind of put it in this, I think in this way. So that was a little bit better, and I feel like it minimized the amount of intrusions, like the amount of walking space. I thought it minimized the amount of intrusion and walking space. Anyway, I did a lot. I spent a lot of time on some fancy floors in this house. So you can probably see here we have very cool flooring. Oh, it looks a bit weird now, but it's a very interesting flooring where you have these kind of ornate kind of pattern in the middle, and then the wood goes around the edge of the room, and it's, it kind of fits around the corners and everything. It's a little weird when I first did it because I didn't really work out the shape very well of like the pattern. So I work on that a bit, and it does turn out a little bit nicer. But I like the way it looks, and I do this in almost every room in the house, I believe, at least on the first floor. And it kind of makes it look a lot fancier than it normally would. So I quite like it. I think that it's something that I'm going to probably be doing a lot more of. I mean, of course, this, the ability to do this has been around forever, but I've never really bothered or spent the time to make like really fancy floor patterns, but I did here, and you can see it looks pretty cool. So that's the hallway there, and that's kind of the area where your Sims can get to every room in the house from that one space. And you can see the piano room is actually has a piano in it now, so that is where your Sims can practice piano in a nice little fancy room. And yeah, so this is the informal living room again, just doing the floor in here. And this is the formal dining room right here with the fireplace. And I really like what I did here with the wood that kind of goes around the fireplace. And I put some like nice tile underneath it. So yeah, so this is the dining room, and I obviously will come back to it later to do some more thorough furnishing. But right now I'm just working on the wood flooring, and again, also in the piano room. So there you go. That's the flooring done, and I'm also going to do the hallway up here as well. You know, it has to just be as fancy as possible. So no expense was spared, no detail was spared. I don't know. It looks pretty good. Anyway, also, of course, the master bedroom as well. So we're going to do that too. And yeah, see, this is why my videos are so long, because I spend all this time doing all these little detail things. And yeah, there we go. So that is the master bedroom, and of course I have to do it in the little hallway too. And I don't think I did it in the office, but yeah, the rest of the bedrooms have carpet, so that was a lot quicker to do. Anyway, so we have all the flooring, almost all the flooring done. I also really like the, oh, you know what? This is also the first house I built after the Vampires game pack came out. So yeah, so I got Vampires and City Living before I built this house. And so I used a lot of vampire stuff in here too, like the flooring in all the bathrooms, almost all the bathrooms, and in the kitchen right there is from vampire stuff. And so is some of the wallpaper, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, also the radiators are from the vampire stuff pack. Not game pack, whatever it is. I really love the radiators. I think they're really neat. It's kind of an extra detail that we never had before, so I put those in almost every room, so you'll see there's radiators throughout the house. You know, you can kind of imagine it's an old house. You know, these Craftsman houses, especially like Frank Lloyd Wright, you know, well, he did prairie style, but well, yeah. You know, this style of house is not necessarily new. They've been around for quite a while. I'd say since like the 20s and 30s is probably when this became a popular style. And back then, you know, they had radiators. So, you know, just kind of imagining this is an old house. There they go. So I'm just putting in some radiators. I thought it kind of added a nice bit of charm to the house. And it has this nice kind of extra detail, you know, that it otherwise wouldn't have. So I thought that was neat. So I wanted to put those in most of the rooms. And this is the dining room here, of course. And we have these nice red chairs. I don't think I keep those chairs, though. I'm fairly certain oh, there we go. Look at that. Oh, they're still red, but they're a different chair. So there you go. And just nice details throughout. And I really love the colors in this house. There's a lot of blues, grays, and reds on the first floor at least. So you'll see the dining room is kind of gray and red. You have the blue kitchen. The front room there is also red. And the family room goes blue. You know, so it's kind of all this nice kind of cohesive color scheme throughout the whole first floor, which I think is pretty cool. And of course was intentional. And some of the new artwork that came with City Living is very nice, I have to say. Although there's one thing that irritates me is they don't let you change the color of the frames in a lot of the artworks, which bugs me so much because then like they don't fit in. If you have like a dark room, you don't want to have like a room with all these dark wood patterns. You don't want to put like a really light colored frame or like a red frame. It just ruins it. So that is a little annoying. I wish they let us change the frame colors a bit, but it's okay. A lot of the art pieces are really nice anyway, so I used a lot of those in this house, of course. And also, the biggest thing for me from City Living was the rugs. I know it seems really boring, but the rugs are so cool. There's so many colors and patterns and so much more variety that you can really make rooms pop now. So that was pretty cool. I'm also going to take another sip of water because my throat is getting horribly dry. You know, I'm not used to talking this much anymore. So, yeah, anyway. Oh, goodness. We still are, like, only halfway through. But, you know, it's okay. We're getting there. And, yeah, so I think that most of the bones of the house are in. We just need to put some furniture in. And I'm putting the fancy wood flooring there in that office. Alright, so now we're finally getting into the furnishing, only mere like 24 minutes in, and you can see here we're going for some red couches to match the red walls in the formal living room, and I think that it just looks really elegant. And this is of course a formal living room, so there's no television in here, you know, there's no like game console, there's none of that stuff. It's just like a sitting room where like you'd have people come in and you could sit, and it's for kind of like events and parties and stuff, you know. So that's the idea anyway behind the formal living room. And it's also just to make the house fancier too. I mean, of course. So we have these nice red couches, and I also put in, those are really cool lights. I didn't use them though. Oh, some candle, some candle. Yes, some candle, a candle, and also a nice piece of artwork. Once I find it, I don't. Oh, I guess I use that one, and that one. That one's actually from Dine Out, I believe. Anyway, so there's also a closet as well, so you put, you know, your shoes and coats and stuff in there. And oh, this is the biggest thing. These curtains are the best thing ever. And I'm going to be using them in every single house probably from now on. And the reason they're so good is because, and also these ones too, which came in a game update, that they're perfect because they're set, like the two ends are separate. And in The Sims 3, we got a curtain just like it in the like master bedroom stuff pack. And I use those in like every Sims 3 house build because they adapt to any window size because they're separate, you know what I mean? They're not like, you know, like the two sides are separate. So you can have like a 4 wide window and these curtains can fit because you can put one side on, like one, you know, curtain on one side, another curtain on the other side. Or it could work on a 1 wide window or a 2 wide window, anything. It always works. And that's what's so great about them. So you can see I use them in here. I can't remember what pack those are from because it's not Parenthood because Parenthood hadn't come out yet. So that must be, there was a stuff pack that definitely had those, and also that clock too I'm putting in the dining room. It must have been the same, it must have been like luxury party stuff. Is that a pack? I feel like that was a thing. I guess it must have been that pack. I have no idea. The Sims 4 stuff packs are out of control, let me tell you. There's like been so many, I haven't gotten fitness stuff yet, and I probably will put that one off for a while because it seems really bland. But anyway, enough about packs. You can see those curtains look great, and they're basically in every room in the house. Anyway, I'm also putting in a nice rug in the, I don't know where I'm putting a rug, but nope, maybe that one. Nope, not that one. Definitely not that one. Oh boy, I don't know what rug I'm going to put in. I'm going to figure it out, don't worry. But I love the rugs. That one especially is a great rug. I love the patterns and colors. I love that one right there. I put it in the master bedroom, and it looks great. I love the pattern and the colors. It's just really cool. Also, I swear that rug there, I know it's from the base game, but I'm fairly certain that pattern did not exist before. It must have come in an update where you got that red and white pattern, because I don't remember that being there, unless I'm just forgetting things, but I don't know. Anyway, also putting in some details, of course, in the kitchen and the living room, just some nice little books and a cookie jar, of course, gotta have that. And, you know, just some small things around the place just to kind of make it look nice. And I'm also going to put, oh boy, excuse me. I'm also going to put in, that's a nice wallpaper in the piano room and a little cloud light. I like that light. And yeah, it looks pretty nice. Also some curtains, of course. Gotta have the curtains, the nice curtains. And they come in some nice colors too, like the white and the beige and the blue. It's very elegant. I quite like it. I wish we had more variety of those kinds of curtains because they're fantastic. And frankly, every curtain should be that way in the game, but anyway, also this rug is great. It's from Vampire Stuff and is a runner that you can put together from pieces so it can be as long or as short as you want it to be. So that's also pretty brilliant. I love these modular things, like these curtains, you know, where you can kind of make it fit any window you want, or this rug here where it can fit any hallway. We really need more stuff like that, where you can kind of make things fit in your house better than whatever defaults they have, because a lot of times curtains is like won't fit the like the kind of curtain that you think will look really good in this room won't fit the kind of window that you really like from the outside of the house. It's really irritating, you know, or like the rug is just way too short for like a long hallway and you have to like put two of them together and it looks kind of weird. You know, it's nice to have kind of a flexibility in the objects. Anyway, back to putting in some artwork. I love that painting as well. It has a lot of variety to it. I really like the paintings that have like it's like the same size canvas, but you can have multiple different paintings on it, because then you can kind of line them up together and kind of make an art wall where like all the canvases are the same size but the paintings are different. It's just like stuff like that is really nice, and I wish that we could have more of it, of course, but oh well, never. That's probably what happened. Anyway, you can see here I'm putting in a bathroom. That's exciting. It's a small bathroom, you know. Gotta have your half bathroom. Also, the toilet, that toilet, well, it was there for like a second, but there's a really cool toilet that came with Vampire Stuff that has like the tank on the wall, that kind of toilet with like the chain that hangs down. It looks really cool. that'd work really well in kind of like an old Victorian house, as well as radiators, of course. I mean, that was the theme of the pack. Anyway, putting in all the details naturally. So we got some, whatever those are, towels. Yeah, of course, towels, floor mat, yada yada yada. It's all in there. It's great. And yeah, so actually we're almost done the first floor, I believe. Are we done the first? No way. I don't think I did the family room, but we're doing the master bedroom now anyway, because why not? And oh, City Living also came with some good beds. That bed right there is from City Living. Actually, both of them were, the one before and the one I just put in now. And a lot of the objects in this master bedroom are actually from City Living. Not that painting though, but they look quite nice together. It's a very white room. You know, the walls are white, the floor is white, the furniture is white. But then you kind of have the pops of color with like that rug. I think it looks quite nice. And also putting in some curtains in the dining room. And I'm also going to put in a few other details as well. And that's a guest bedroom right there, which looks quite nice. It also is very white. I put white walls in there, and we have like the white, like the gray carpet, I guess. And I used a blue, like a dark blue accent that looks quite nice. And also putting in some details here in the master bedroom. You know, you gotta have the little flowers and the little picture frames and the books and all that kind of stuff. Also the little ottoman there at the end of the bed, you know, naturally. And a little chair in the corner, because why not? You know, gotta have all the details. Right here we're doing the office, so this is kind of just off the master bedroom. It's because the master bedroom is way too big without it, so I kind of just put this wall in. It's like, you know, there's no study. Oh my gosh, my voice. There's no study, so we should put in, you know, a little office area here behind the master bedroom. So that's what we got here. So there's like a desk, and there's a bookshelf, and I think a globe. I don't know. Just some other things. There's obviously a computer on the desk, so that's the computer spot in the house, which I guess is kind of inconvenient because if there are kids living here, if kids want to use the computer, then they have to go through the master bedroom. So that's probably not the best idea. You could probably put a computer somewhere else in the house and it'd be better. But anyway, I thought it was nice to have that kind of little private office area. So right here I'm putting some more stuff in the kitchen. I keep coming back to the kitchen. So we got some little mats on the floors and some bits and bobs. I don't know, whatever, who cares. Okay, so this is the family room, which I was talking about for ages. And we have this nice light blue wallpaper and those couches. I believe those are like special objects that you can get from the flea market in City Living. So they're like unlocked in build mode, but I don't know how it works if you have a sim. I guess you can't buy those like if you're playing a sim because they're like from the flea market, and you can probably, I think you can only get them in the flea market. I don't know, but they kind of look a little old. Oh, I actually changed them out. Never mind, we're not going to use those. I said they look a little old. Yeah, I was thinking those don't look so great, but that's why we changed them out. So there you go. So now we have some really old-fashioned looking couches in there now. But one thing I love is the colors in that painting match the curtains perfectly. If you notice, it's like a perfect match. It's really great. Anyway, also putting a rug in. I think that's from Backyard Stuff or whatever it was called. So that's a nice rug. And yeah, so this room has a TV in it. It has a stereo. It also has a chess table. So it's just kind of like, you know, the family room area. It's right off the kitchen, and it also has the back door to the outdoors. So, you know, it's kind of like that multi-purpose room. It's very useful to have, I guess. And it also has a nice bay window here, which I'm decorating. So I'm putting in a little side table with some things on it, you know, just the usual clutter items. And also, you know, I don't know what I was going to do. I thought I was going to put a bookshelf in, but I guess not. Anyway, there's also a little mudroom area off of this family room, which you can probably see. You might have seen it momentarily. And yeah, so I was putting in some details. Also a nice little painting there over the TV. And I believe that's basically the room. It's not a very complicated room. It's not incredibly fancy. It's not meant to be. It's just kind of meant to be a nice little gathering space. And yeah, so I think that works pretty well. And also here we have the hallway again, so I'm just putting in a little side table area. And I believe that's the first, that should be the first floor done. I don't know what else I'd do. I don't know, I always seem to find little things I can throw in somewhere, so who knows. I guess, yeah, here we go. More stuff in the dining room, of course, because we need that. And some mirrors, gotta make it look fancy, naturally. And some curtains on the mirrors. Oh wow, that's really fancy. And I guess, I don't know what else I'm going to put in here. It looks great. Yeah, okay. Wonderful. Can we move upstairs now? I'm ready to to furnish some bedrooms. Okay, I guess my past self is not ready for that yet. Oh, okay. Well, there's the globe I was talking about a few minutes ago. And oh wait, are we gonna do landscaping? Oh, that's a possibility. Nope, no, we're not. We're gonna do the garage. Okay. One thing about the garage, I think I scaled up the car way too much because it looks it looks comically large. It doesn't really fit the scale. I should have made it smaller, but oh well, who cares? It's too late now. So whatever. It's got a car in there. You can take the car out and make that room whatever you want, I guess. You know, because it's obviously just a wasted space right now as a garage because it's just for looks. Anyway, right here we're just putting some more things in the office, which is off the master bedroom. A nice little, I love the fur carpets. They look really cool because they have a nice texture to them that you don't usually have from rugs. Anyway, there's a few details, a few bits and bobs around the place, some books on the floor, as always, and yeah, there you go. So master bathroom time. I also have a really cool flooring here. It's kind of like this old pattern that it looks kind of old, but it's also very intricate and kind of adds some nice detail to the room. There's also a nice tub there as well, a stand-up tub. That's like, it's like a clawfoot tub, I guess is what you'd call it. And yeah, it's a pretty simple bathroom, I guess. It's the nicest bathroom in the house. It's the master, so I mean, it should be the nicest bathroom in the house. And there's also a nice built-in closet right next to that, as you can see. So yeah, I guess that's the master bedroom suite, the master suite done. Yeah, that should be. And there's also a little hallway that goes into the master bedroom. So yeah, there you go. And now we're going to do the rest of the bedrooms, I would assume. That would make sense anyway. So this bedroom here is a little funky because we have a closet there next to the bed, so there isn't really room for a second nightstand, but that's okay. And this bedroom here, I think, is the one I do first, and it... Oh, or not. Okay, well, I guess my past self was done with bedrooms. So now we're gonna take a quick sharp turn here and go on the exterior of the house again. So we have this little trash patio area that has the air conditioner and the garbage cans, and it's right off the kitchen, so that's pretty convenient. So you can just throw things away outside there. And right here we have the pool, which is lovely, of course. It's a nice rectangle. And I also put a little fish fountain as well, which you'll see that goes in with the landscaping, I believe. So yeah, there you go, a nice pool. And gotta get that color on there, that watercolor. I guess, no, actually I think that's the default one. Anyway, and we're gonna get in some details, I suppose. I don't know, I guess we'll find out. Yeah, there's the fish fountain, wonderful. And I think it looks pretty cool. And I'm also going to just come back into this bedroom because, you know, we like to just go all over the place here and follow absolutely no kind of order, I suppose. You know, oh well. And oh, there's a large wardrobe. I guess that looks pretty cool. Oh, small wardrobe now. And we also have a nice vanity in this room, which looks pretty interesting, I guess. I don't think we've had that before. Don't ask me what pack that's from, but it looks nice. And also a nice painting. So yeah, it's a very white room. You know, there's a lot of like light colors, and it's actually basically it's all white. The walls are white and the floor is light gray. But that makes the rug really pop, which I quite like. So you can kind of see that stands out, and the bedspread too. I think it looks nice. It's a nice kind of relaxing color scheme. You know, it's very bright and airy. And also, we're gonna just finish that up, and we're gonna move on to the tiny ensuite bathroom that this bedroom has. So you can see, yeah, it's small. I don't know how usable it is because I have a double wide door that leads into it. Like that door, you can see it's like a 2 space, it takes up two blocks. So I had to kind of cram things in a way I normally wouldn't. But I think I have no idea if it's usable. I haven't play tested this house, but hopefully that would actually function as a bathroom. I have no idea though. And I'm also just gonna put in a little floor mat, and I believe that's that bedroom done. And now we're moving on to the other bedroom here. You can see it's only one nightstand, like I said before. But I like that lamp. Again, I'm coming in back to all these like little objects that I'm really excited about. I like that lamp there. It's like a kind of like a giraffe, but like the head is a lampshade. It looks pretty cool. And also this carpet is really interesting. It's a very dark and intense pattern. It's from Vampire Stuff, and that kind of stands out. It makes it like a nice pop there. And yeah, just putting all the things in this room. I suppose it's not a very exciting room, but it looks nice. You know, just getting in the lighting and the carpeting, the rug, I guess. Not really carpeting. And a mirror and something in this corner. I don't know what yet. I guess a painting. There you go. Wonderful. And now we're going to do the ensuite. No, we're not. Okay. Guess not. Okay, we're gonna just put some other things in. The room, naturally, you know, got a nice little ottoman there at the end of the bed. I'm just gonna put some things on there, or not. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Who knows what's happening? It's just coming together in its own way, I guess. Okay, here we go. Now we're gonna do the ensuite. So I have a nice little bathroom here. It's a bit bigger than the other one because I kind of took a chunk out of the bedroom next to it, so I could put the shower in kind of a nook there. So that kind of freed up a lot of space in this bathroom, and you can see got a nice sink area with like a double vanity there, which is quite cool, and it works a lot better than the other tiny bathroom. And we're going to, I think, move on to the next bedroom, which is really cool. I like what I do here, and you'll see I kind of make a little built-in bookshelf area with which the bed comes out of. Because I was like, these rooms are really weird, especially this one here. This is the smaller room, and it's a really difficult shape to work with. And I was like, I don't want the bed just on the corner, in the corner of the room or something. So I put it on this angle, and I decided to kind of make use of the kind of the angled wall there. So I kind of, or the space in there. So I kind of put an archway in, and then I put in a bookshelf on the inside there. So it kind of looks like there's shelves there built in, which is really cool. I think it turned out really well. Also, that light fixture in the other bedroom is really nifty as well. Yeah, so there you go. It just looked, that one looked the best, but then it kind of clipped into the bedroom next to it, which was a little awkward. So I ended up having to use a wall-mounted bookshelf, which looks really dark, which is kind of irritating because like it doesn't light up properly. That one there is what I ended up using. Even with a light in there, at first it lights up, but then it like glitches out and it goes really dark. So I don't know. But as you can see, that looks really cool. I just love the way that looks, and it's very unique. You know, that's the thing. It's a really unique looking kind of corner, and it's definitely different than anything else that I've done. So that's kind of cool. Also, a nice little wardrobe in here as well, and I also put a vanity in, and I also like the wallpaper. It's very interesting. It's kind of got this cool pattern at the very top. It looks like some mountains, you know. I think it's quite nice. And also a nice little cloud light as well. This room kind of would work well, I guess, for either a teen or a child sim. You know, it doesn't really matter which one. And now you can see that that bookshelf in the thing is like, in the nook there is really dark, which I wasn't a huge fan of, but it's not really a way to fix it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm putting some posters in as well, so that kind of makes it look like someone actually lives here, and you know, it's like it's actually someone's room. And I love that rug too. That kind of adds a nice pop of color. And yeah, I wanted the bedroom next to it to have a double bed because it really bothered me if it was just a single, like two singles. I didn't really want to do that. So I ended up taking a large double bed and kind of putting it in the corner, and I believe both sides are usable. And we also have a nice little nightstand there as well, which actually is a very small looking nightstand, but anyway, it looks quite nice. I also like the color scheme in this room. It's very it's very bluish gray and has that nice kind of crisp white bedspread. It looks pretty elegant, and I also love that wall fixture as well, with those light bulbs on it. It looks really unique. This bedroom also has an ensuite bathroom, of course, because the one next to it is the only bedroom in the house without its own bathroom. So you know, this room especially, I use a lot of the new objects in it. I believe almost every object in this room is like new in some way, except for like some of the paintings and like little decorative items. But most of the main furniture and stuff is actually new, which looks pretty nice. And here we're in the ensuite, which is actually quite a large ensuite, which is kind of funny because the other larger bedrooms had tiny bathrooms, but this one's a lot fancier, and it's got a nice double vanity there, a shower, toilet, all the stuff you'd expect, and also some dirty clothes on the floor because, you know, it's meant to be kind of like a kid's room, so maybe they just left their dirty clothes there because they're slobs. Who knows? Anyway, is that the interior done? I guess that is the interior done. Wow. We're just going to do some landscaping now, and then we'll be finished, which is pretty exciting. We're going to move on to some screenshots after I finish the landscaping. And yeah, so anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, I'd greatly appreciate it if you'd check out some of my other videos. There's lots of other videos on my channel. Of course, they're all from last year, but they're still really good. You know, it's not like they're any different just because they're from 6 months ago. And, you know, you can check those out if you haven't already. And if you enjoy my videos, you know, I'm not going to beg you to click the subscribe button, but it wouldn't hurt, you know. And yeah, so anyway, we're just going to wrap it up here and put in some nice little pavers there that go from the porch to the pool, and just some nice flowers and stuff just to kind of spruce it up. I also put some stairs over there, so it makes it a little bit more convenient. And yeah, so we're just gonna do flowers, flowers, bushes, bushes, it's all over the place. And also, some very nicely manicured ones over here. But yeah, just a variety of things. Also some flowers in the lawn, stuff of that nature, and also some rocks. Of course, gotta have those. And then the classic dirt terrain paint. 'Cause it's not really mine. It's not like I patented it or something. You know, it's the classic dirt terrain paint there. That looks very nice. And also this little outdoor eating area. We got a table there, and also some outdoor seating so your Sims can relax on these porches, because they're quite large and there's quite a lot of them. So it's good to make use of that space. And I'm also putting in some outdoor lighting, of course. Always a nice way to finish up a house. So I'm just putting those on all the porches, and I'm also going to put them just along the pathways and all that kind of stuff, just to kind of make it look really nice at nighttime, because I feel like that's something that people neglect a lot. They don't really put in, you know, as many lights on the outside of the house, so at night it kind of just goes all dark. But this way I think it looks pretty cool to have a nice variety of light fixtures along the pathways and stuff, and in the flower beds too. And yeah, so I'm also going to put in some more plant pots and things like that. So anyway, we're really almost done here. Like, it's a bird feeder, and so there's the grill, you know, things like that. Some planter beds, all that kind of stuff. Well, anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy the rest of the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. And I hope that you all have a great day. Anyway, we're just gonna wrap it up here, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.